What is going on, everyone? Today I'm from someplace special where that's right, I'm at Johnson Space Center here in Houston, where I came all the way to Houston to come see this facility. It's been something that's been on my bucket list for quite some time, and finally here. Looking forward to seeing what today has to offer as we see what this place has to offer. I gotta be honest with y'all, I haven't even been here for 15 minutes and this place is just amazing. I mean, I'm at a loss of words at what everything there is. I mean, if any of you guys ever come to Houston, I would highly encourage you guys to come here. Like, seriously, this place is just amazing. So after I began to soak into place, I was greeted by a giant model of NASA's Space Launch System. This rocket, as of when this video is released, is scheduled to have its first launch at Kennedy Space Center in February of 2022. And I also saw a glimpse of the NASA Mission to Mars exhibit, and also being greeted by a model of the International Space Station, while also after that seeing some things outside as I am getting ready to go on a tour where I will be seeing the astronaut training facility, which I am looking very, very forward to see. As I got on the tram and headed my way over, we passed by the building where the Saturn V rocket is stored at, and this building was huge. I will be seeing this later on, and I already was excited just seeing the outside of the place. Along the way is also a little farm that has some longhorns there as a little welcome to Texas that we passed by before we headed our way into the facility. Upon entering the astronaut training facility, which is also known as the Space Vehicle Mockup Facility or Building 9, I was amazed at what I was seeing. The first things that I saw in here were some life-size versions of the modules such as the US Destiny Laboratory, the European Columbus module, and quite a few others. Fun fact here, ever since 1980, every single astronaut that has went up into space has trained at this exact facility. So there's a chance when Mars ends up happening that some of the astronauts that would be going there might very well be going through this exact facility. And just being able to think about that is just absolutely fascinating. As I ended up going further down was when I saw some more modules, but also seeing some parts of the space shuttle as well, which was very impressive to see. Another thing to note as well is that when you end up touring this facility, you do see some modules that are going to be used in future missions. One I saw when I was there was Orion, which will be used in NASA's Artemis program. This mission's purpose will be to return people back to the moon before the year of 2025. The last time humans were on the moon was Apollo 17 in 1972, so this will be the first time in over 50 years that we will be having an astronaut be going back to the moon. And just seeing a module for a future mission like this is absolutely stunning to see, as you basically get to see something that will be in action in perhaps a couple of years down the road, and just being able to think about that is just crazy. And as we headed out, we ended up seeing some robots as well that were used on various missions. Guys, we just got out of the astronaut training facility, and man, oh man, was that... I am absolutely speechless just seeing that. I mean, it was amazing. Hey guys, so we just made it to Rocket Park where we're currently outside right now. Gonna take some pictures and a couple videos before headed in and seeing the big thing, which I wanted to see, which is the Saturn V rocket. Looking really forward to seeing just how ginormous this piece is. But first we're gonna get some pictures and videos of the things out here. I definitely needed to see the smaller rockets outside first before I headed my way into seeing the Saturn V rocket. And while I was out here, there were a couple of rockets out here, including Little Joe 2, which was used from 1963 until 1966 for 5 uncrewed tests of the Apollo spacecraft launch escape system. This is also as well the smallest rocket that was used in the entire Apollo program. Next, we ended up seeing the Mercury Redstone rocket, which was the first American crewed space booster. On May 5th, 1961, this rocket as well also carried the first American astronaut into space, which was Alan Shepard, which made history for NASA's Apollo program. And later of that year, in July of 1961, July 21st to be exact, Gus Grissom ended up becoming the second American astronaut to go up into space. That ends up wrapping up the outside, and now it's time to go see the big thing that's here, which is the Saturn V rocket. I'm seeing the Saturn V rocket right now, and this is really the biggest thing I have probably ever seen. Wow. And as I ended up observing just how ginormous this machine is, I was not disappointed at what I saw. In fact, I knew it was going to be a big machine, but when I actually saw this rocket, I was beyond impressed, and it seemed even bigger than what I imagined prior to seeing this. I was just thinking to myself, how did they get this machine up into space? This rocket, too, is also in a very special place for me personally, as during the course of the Apollo missions, my grandfather ended up working on the first stage of the Saturn V rocket, which I am very happy to say, as I have a family member that was directly involved in this rocket and during the course of the Apollo missions. As I continued to see the entire rocket, I was absolutely mind blown and was just beyond impressed at seeing everything this entire rocket was capable of doing. Currently, this rocket is still, to this day, the only launch vehicle to carry humans beyond low Earth orbit, and it's the tallest, heaviest, and most powerful rocket ever built to be operational, but it will very, very soon in the coming months hopefully be beat by NASA's Space Launch System. During the course of 1968 to 1972, there have been a total of 24 different astronauts that have been launched to the moon. There have been 13 launches that have occurred with this, and Apollo 11 being the mission that sent Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins to become the first humans to walk on the moon. Hey guys, so we just got done with seeing everything that the Saturn V rocket had to offer, and wow, that thing was ginormous. I mean, probably the biggest thing that I have ever seen, and I had high expectations to see this, and I still was in awe. I mean, it was insane. Now we're gonna head back and go get some lunch and then go see what else the Space Center has to offer. I just got done with having some lunch, and unfortunately the tour for the mission control room is full, so instead we're gonna go and check out what the space shuttle has to offer and go from there. Here in Independence Plaza, where before I went inside the space shuttle, I went into the Boeing 747 aircraft below it, which, to give you an idea, this is one of two aircraft that actually carried the space shuttle on top of it. And not only that, but this is a nice place to take a little break from the sun, which was a bit refreshing for me since I was walking around a lot. Inside the 747 was an exhibit sharing about the history behind the space shuttle, and it was just fascinating to see. Also in here too, you have a couple of models and displays as well, and seeing the different things in here were just really cool before I began to head my way up into the actual space shuttle, which I'm looking very forward to seeing too. So we're now out here right in front of the space shuttle, and I guess it's time for us to go in and see what it has to offer. As far as the inside of the space shuttle goes, on top, it definitely was a little bit smaller than I thought, but it still was amazing to see. I really enjoyed seeing the flight deck a lot, which is probably one of the coolest flight decks I have ever seen, since it's just so different compared to what you see on a normal airplane. Time for us to head back in from Independence Plaza and go check out more in the interior of the Space Center. After spending some more time outside and relaxing because of the nice weather and also some airplanes flying around for a local air show over the weekend, was when I headed back in to see the last exhibits, as it was starting to get close to closing time, so I got to just see some of the nearby exhibits near Independence Plaza, which I enjoyed seeing as well. Compared to other places, there wasn't as much to see, but hey, anything in Johnson Space Center is interesting to see still. As I continue to explore this area here at Johnson Space Center, some of the areas here include yet another model of the Space Shuttle Discovery, which there's quite a few of those around, and also some other things that are sprinkled in here and there as well, which just continue to take a quick look around before I headed my way to see a little show in a theater nearby called Human Destiny. Got out of the theater and watched Human Destiny, which was a short 15-minute film that described the human space exploration. which was amazing to see, and to be honest was a nice refresher after everything that's been going on today. So I got to just sit and relax, but also watch some exciting stuff. So now we're gonna do some more exploring until it probably closes and see how much we can get in. The last area I explored during my time here at Johnson Space Center was the Mission to Mars exhibit, where it was small but was really cool to see still. In this exhibit, there were some unique things such as the current weather on Mars at the time when this was recorded, and quite a few other things as well mixed in there. Overall, I gotta say, this day was amazing as I got to spend a lot of time here and I was absolutely amazed at everything there was to offer here. I hope you, the audience, also enjoyed this tour of the facility, and I hope to see you guys in some more of my upcoming videos. Until then, this is Trevor the Aviator from Johnson Space Center, wishing you all happy holidays as the year comes near to a close, and wishing you all a happy new year. Goodbye, everybody.